Hey folks, I'm Russ Bailey from Midwest Crappie, and I'd like to thank you for joining us for our first ever tip of the month on the internet. And this month's tip, even though we're in January when we should be doing a cold water thing, we're actually in Florida where it's nice and warm, so I wanted to do something from here. What I want to talk about, and you've seen this many times on the Midwest Crappie shows, but one of the things that is crucial to catching a lot of crappie is your hook set. We're jig fishing today. We're actually shooting docks, but whether you're long poling, vertical jigging, or shooting docks, if you're using jigs, you really want to set that hook hard. You know, the crappie have got the reputation, a lot of people nickname them the paper mouth and other things, and you hear, well, don't set that hook so hard or you're going to rip his lips out and you're going to miss the fish. Well, what we tell you is the complete opposite. If you're jig fishing, on that initial hook set, when you see the strike, you feel the strike, set that hook hard, rear back, boom, just like you were bass fishing. What happens with these graphite poles nowadays, especially the B&Ms, when you set that hook, the pole is going to absorb the shock, and then your reel system, if you've got your drag set, if it's a big fish, let that reel system play it out. So set the hook, keep your line tight, let the reel do the rest for you. If you do that, you'll catch a lot more fish. And one of the things too that's a good point is if you set the hook kind of soft, you're not going to drive that through the upper part of the crappie's mouth. If you've crappie fished much, you feel the roof of his mouth, it's super hard. So set that hook, drive it to the top of his mouth, and you're going to catch a lot more crappie. Folks, here's one that we just caught, and we talked about putting that hook into the top part of the mouth. That's where he got, and I'll get him out of there. Now, if you can see in there, that's real rough. That's a good part to hook the fish, and again, by setting the hook, that's what you're going to do. Put him up in that part. Keep the tension on the line and the hook in the top part of his mouth, and you're going to be okay.